Have you ever stopped to think that your home is getting a brain? I mean, for centuries, our houses have just been these silent, passive shelters. But that is changing, and it's changing fast. Our homes are basically growing a nervous system. They're learning to see, to hear, and even to think. They're starting to talk to us. And today, we're going to break down exactly what they're trying to say.
So picture this. You're out, you're doing your thing, and your phone buzzes. You glance down, but it's not a text from a friend or a work email. It's a message from your house, letting you know what's happening inside its walls right this second. And this isn't some sci-fi movie scene. This is the reality of the smart home right now.
So, when we say your house is talking, what does that actually mean? Well, it's a whole lot more than just asking it to turn on the lights or play a song. We're talking about three fundamental, massive upgrades. Your home is becoming a proactive protector, a digital watchdog, and an intelligent saver. And that really is the heart of it, isn't it? This is a huge shift in how we think about where we live. We're moving away from our homes just being these passive buildings. They're becoming active, responsive partners that actually work with us, you know? They're anticipating our needs and protecting what is, for most of us, our single biggest investment. Okay, let's dive into that first big upgrade, the home as a protector. Now, if you ask any homeowner, two of the most common and most expensive disasters are fire and water damage. Smart devices are all about getting ahead of these threats before they can spiral into a total catastrophe. And if you want to understand the stakes, just look at this number, $7 billion. That's how much damage home fires cause every single year in the US alone. It's just a staggering figure, and it's precisely the kind of problem smart tech is built to tackle. And this is where you see the huge leap from the old school smoke detector we all grew up with. A traditional alarm, it just beeps, loudly. But a smart one, well, it sends an alert straight to your phone, so you know there's a problem even if you're on vacation. It tells you its battery is low weeks in advance, so no more of that 3 a.m. chirping. And here's the most critical part. Some can automatically shut down your home's HVAC system to stop deadly smoke from spreading through the vents. That's a game changer. But you know, it's not just the big dramatic disasters. Sometimes the silent threats are just as bad. A tiny undetected water leak from a dishwasher or a hot water heater, that can cause thousands of dollars in damage, rotting your floors and creating a huge mold problem. This is another area where your home is finally learning to speak up. And the solution is actually pretty brilliant in its simplicity. You just place these little battery-powered sensors in spots that are high risk. The second one of them detects moisture, boom, you get an alert on your phone. But here's the real magic. The system can be tied to an automatic shutoff valve on your main water line. So what could have been a weekend-destroying flood is now just a notification on your phone for a problem that's already been contained. Okay, so that's how a smart home protects you from disasters inside the walls. But it's also becoming our digital watchdog, making some seriously advanced security way more accessible than it's ever been before. And it's not hard to see why this is so popular. For nearly half of all smart homeowners, 47%, safety and security is the #1 reason they invested in the tech in the first place. It all comes down to peace of mind.
Now, I know the market for these cameras can feel totally overwhelming, but it really boils down to what you need. If you're looking for active deterrence, SimpliSafe is wild. They have live agents who can literally talk to an intruder through the camera's speaker. Want a completely integrated system? ADT now uses Google Nest Cams with facial recognition. And if you're a DIY kind of person, Ring just offers incredible flexibility with battery, solar, and plug-in power options.
Okay, so your home is a protector, check. And it's a watchdog, check. The third big upgrade is turning it into a saver. This is where that intelligence really meets efficiency, and it zeroes in on one of the biggest expenses for any home, heating and cooling. But let's be real for a second. This is the question everybody asks. It's so easy to be skeptical, right? We've all heard the marketing promises. But what does the hard, independent data actually say? Well, it turns out a huge, really rigorous study in the UK found the answer. On average, homes that had a Nest Learning thermostat used 6 to 7% less gas for heating than homes that already had modern programmable thermostats. That is a real, measurable savings. And get this wasn't some study paid for by the manufacturer. This quote comes from the Behavioral Insights team, a totally independent research group. They called their work the most robust study of its kind and said it makes a compelling case for the technology. That's some pretty powerful validation right there.
So we've got protection, we've got security, and we've got savings. It all sounds pretty great, but of course, there's another side to this conversation. What are the real barriers, and what are the hidden costs of giving your home a brain?
So why isn't every single home a smart home yet? Well, when you ask people, it really boils down to three main things. Cost is the biggest hurdle. That's a factor for 58% of people. Right behind that, a lot of people are just perfectly happy with their normal, non-connected systems. And then there's the big one that a quarter of people worry about, privacy. And let's just be direct about this, because it's important. The idea of putting internet-connected cameras and microphones into our most private spaces, well, that's a major hurdle for a lot of us. And the research is clear. That concern goes way up when the device has a camera. But here's the thing, you are not powerless here. Just like with your phone or your email, there are clear, simple steps you can take to lock down your smart home. First, use strong, unique passwords for every single device. Don't reuse them. Second, turn on two-factor authentication whenever it's an option. It's one of the best defenses out there. And finally, keep your software updated. Just let the devices update automatically so you always have the latest security patches. So here we are. Our homes are learning to talk to us, to protect us, to keep an eye out for us, and to save us money. They're becoming true partners in our daily lives. The technology isn't science fiction anymore. It's here, and it's getting more powerful by the day. Which leaves us with one last, really crucial question. As our homes get smarter, are we really ready for the conversation?